All right, students, today we are going to continue our study of transformations. And in this lesson, we are using transformations, but we're also going to introduce a new concept of matrices. And we're going to talk a little bit about the properties of matrices. So here, this is what we call a matrix. It is a rectangular arrangement of numbers that are arranged in rows and columns. So here, this is a matrix. Each number in a matrix, like for example, this number 4 right here, that number 4 is called an element. So that each one of these numbers, they're all referred to as an element. All right, now we have the number of rows and columns are used to describe the size and setup of a matrix. So here, there happen to be 2 rows, and there happen to be 3 columns. So this is considered, when we name a matrix, this is considered to be a 2 by 3 matrix. And we call these the dimensions of the matrix. All right, so a matrix is just a way of organizing information. So you are used to giving me a point, the coordinates of a point. So this is what we used to do. A is located at 1, 2, 3, that would be -3, 0. To write it in matrix form, what you would do is use brackets instead, and then you would put the x coordinate over the y coordinate. So this would be -3 over 0, like this, where this here is considered to be the x coordinate, and this here is the y coordinate. All right. Now, before, when we were talking about quadrilaterals, this whole shape here of A, B, C, D, we had to write A was at -3, 0, B was at 0, 3, and C was at 2, 1, and D was at -1, -1. Okay, so a matrix, what we're going to do is just write it in one matrix, like this up here. Now, the x coordinates are going to go on top. These are the x's, and the y's are going to be on bottom. And then each column is going to represent the point. So here, this is going to be -3, 0. This is going to be 0, 3. This is going to be 2, 1. And this is going to be -1, -1. So this matrix right here, this right here, represents this polygon, which is quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, next. Sometimes we're going to be in a situation where we have to add matrices. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, you just add the corresponding elements. Notice that this is the top left-hand corner will be added to the top left-hand corner. So this is going to be 4 plus 1, which is 5. Then we go to the top right-hand corner, so that's going to be -2 plus -2. I'm sorry, -2 plus 2, which is 0. 2 plus 5 is 7. And -3 plus -6 is -9. So this would be the answer, the matrix. On the next one, I'm going to show you the work involved, because sometimes when we're subtracting, we forget that, especially when we have to subtract a negative, that we have to change it to a positive. So here, this part, you don't have to write down. This is what you think in your head. So this is 7 minus 3. Then we do 1 minus 0. Then this one's going to be 4 minus negative 6. And this is going to be negative 2 minus 7. This is going to be 5 minus 5, and this is going to be 8 minus 1. All right, so I'm going to put a little cloud over here because that's your little think bubble, your thought cloud. So this is what we think, and this would be our answer. 7 minus 3 is 4. 1 minus 0 is 1. Here, that's going to be plus plus, so that's really 4 plus 6, so that's 10. This one is plus a negative, so that's going to be negative 9. This one is going to be 5 minus 5, which is 0. And this one's going to be 8 minus 1, which is 7. So this is my answer when I'm subtracting matrices. All right? Now, here we have the matrix, and this matrix represents triangle ABC. So remember, this is point A, this is point B, and this is point C. So we're going to start by graphing. It says graph the pre-image of ABC. So here, that's going to be 2, because remember, these are the x's and these are the y's. So 2, negative 3. There's my A. 3, 2, there's my B, and 4, 0. There's my C. I'm going to use solid lines to connect these dots because remember, this is the pre-image, so this is the original. There's the original. Now it says translate triangle ABC 4 units left and 1 unit down. Okay, so 4 units to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 unit down. This right here, that would be A prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 down, that's B prime. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's all right. 1, 2, 3. I must have messed this one up. I'm sorry. B prime should be there. And, oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot the down one. There's C prime. So that's B prime, and this is C prime. Now remember, these are going to be the dotted lines because this is your image. That's your transformed figure. Okay, and then, now that we have this, we want to write a matrix that represents the image. So my matrix, my new matrix here is going to be at negative 2, negative 4. My B is going to be at negative 1, positive 1. And my C prime is going to be at 0, negative 1. Okay, so check to make sure you've done everything. So here I've graphed, that's in orange. I've translated, that was the movement. Then I regraphed the image of triangle ABC, so that's A prime, B prime, C prime. And then I wrote my matrices. So my matrix is right there. Okay, so I am done. Now let's take a look. These, if you'll look here, match everything that we've done here. So bring in your check for understanding, completely done, so that you can get credit for your notes. And that is it for Notes 9.2.